Hello, hello, hello. My name is Connor, and this is my co-host.
James Cashman. I got to introduce myself.
Yeah, of course,
I am James Cashman, for better or for worse.
and we are Culture Vulture Radio. We are a uh, political journalism comedy. Can't take anything fucking serious because let's face it, we're
Yeah,
living in clown world.
yeah. I mean, basically, I'm going to make points. I've done a lot of reading, but at the end of the day, they're only my opinions. I'm open to other opinions. You'd be surprised how open I am, but I'm pretty fucking certain about what I want. I was the first person to curse on this show. I'm proud of that. And I'm sorry for my background, impromptu, rough weekend, but I'm here, and this is awesome because we got this off the ground, Connor. You really fucking you pulled this off.
Same thing with my background, by the way. I had a whole green screen kit, and
Mm.
hour before it's supposed to hit the house, Amazon fucks it up because that's what
No,
Amazon does.
no,
Yeah, hour before. Like it was just like, hey,
uh,
this is arriving, and all of a sudden, I go to check. I'm like, what the fuck?
a crushed box out of the Bez dispenser.
Nah, no. They said it was handled by some third party shit. So I went in and I
Oh,
called. I ended up calling Amazon, and I was like, hey, like, can you give me a location? Because if it's at a warehouse that's close by, because the closest one, there's one a town over, and then there's one 2 hours south.
yeah.
I was like, if I can go pick it up, I'll pick it up. I really need this tonight. And the lady
Okay.
goes, hold on, I'm gonna check. And then she goes, here's a number for the third party. I'm like, you gotta be
No.
fucking kidding me. So I call the third party, and they're like, oh yeah, no, we don't know where it is. And I was like, what did you say? And she's like, yeah, yeah. She's like, we don't think the shipper actually shipped it. And I was like, oh well, it's showing it's shipped. It showed that you guys had it. And she's like, yeah, I don't think so. I think that she's like, I'm sorry. And I was like, all right, Jarkakatosh, like, I believe you, but my
Was
Tommy
it like?
gun
I mean,
don't.
I was this third party. I'm sorry to interrupt. Was this third party? I mean, what was it? Like a
It
legitimate business? Like,
it said
was this?
Amazon Logistics, so like especially with like the
No.
FedEx drivers and shit, like it's people renting vans and then slapping a fucking company sticker on the side and fucking delivering products.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got to come from a company though. Like, you know what I mean? Like Amazon. Yeah, Amazon's pretty. They're pretty good. I'm not gonna shit on because I use them a lot. Normally, if you do your reading, you look at like reviews and stuff like that. Obviously, there's a lot of robot cocksucker reviews and stuff like that. But if you do your homework, Amazon's pretty decent, pretty decent. But yeah, if you go for that like really discount thing, it's usually some. Yeah, it's usually not good. Like if you know it's like this should not be that cheap.
No, no, it was the right price. I paid pretty decent
So
for
you
it, and it was on Prime, so it was supposed to deliver. It was like it's like order now in 20 hours, you'll have it tomorrow. Fine.
so okay, so isn't all right, so Amazon's like they're responsible at least for like a refund, right? I mean,
If
financially, are you?
yeah, by the 15th.
Oh, okay. So as long so you'll get kind of like raked over the coals for a little bit, and once they decide, oh yeah, it won't show up.
I it's it'll probably come in tomorrow.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, like, look, temporary black screen. I look like I'm filming a fucking video for
No, I mean
ISIS.
it's just you know what it is. It's just a symptom of an annoying universe. That's all it is. That's all you're
It's
talking
a good
about.
Black
I mean,
Sabbath
yeah, let it
reference.
go. But I love Black Sabbath.
Yeah, but I look like I'm filming a fucking ISIS video.
Now that's a word that's gonna get a lot of attention by the wrong people. You know what I mean? Like we don't want suits watching us. You know what I mean? They said the word. Oh
Sorry,
shit.
Alphabet. I'm so sorry, CIA. No,
You
I don't know.
know, listen, man. There's things I believe and I don't believe, but I'm not gonna sit here and just hey government, I'm gonna provoke the shit out of you because I need people to view me. Look, I'm a 38-year-old man. Uh, I'll open up about my secrets as we go along and stuff like that, and I'll be honest about myself if anybody gives a shit. But if I am interesting to the audience, but we got to make points first. Right now, I'm a 38-year-old man in a rickety old chair, and I'm ready to work with you.
And I'm a 30-year-old man who's an asshole.
Yeah, but you look so much younger though. You've been through some shit, but look at you. I mean, like
Yeah, I have like a dumb fat baby face.
Dude, that song "Babyface" by you too.
Dude,
I'll
I
sing it.
honestly I look like if I came out of the womb of a preemie, like if I was a preemie, that's what I would look like.
Knowing that you're my brother, you making any reference of coming out of the womb really just does it for me.
Yeah, well, you
I
were in
hope
there.
that. I'm just gonna say I would. Yeah, once.
It was more than once. You're gonna like
Come
the way you
on,
look.
dude. There are people like there are like whatever. You and I have that sense of humor. We say that shit, but like people are just gonna be like,
Dude, if you think that we have that sense of humor, there's like a whole fucked up category of like porn and shit like that.
I don't want to be roped into it. You know, like
No, but you
I didn't
know,
come on the air to fucking like Google me now, folks. Like my legacy,
Google
scat.
mother son.
Do you know? Do you know my great grandfather was a scat man?
You know, my great grandfather invented World War II.
No, great grandfather on our father's side would be father's side. Frank T. Cashman worked for Sikorsky, and I don't want to. I'll paraphrase the story. He was like one of Sikorsky's kind of right hand men, and he was kind of like he's in a magazine. He was kind of like known as like the first like kind of like in a way helicopter licensed helicopter pilot in the United
No,
States. Frank T. Cashman, whatever you
he
know.
was the first guy to have a mail delivery system through the helicopter through Swarovski, and he was also a test pilot and a bunch of
Yeah, and
other stuff.
he worked right there with Sikorsky on like brand new shit that we now take for granted. So whatever. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. You know,
So what's
I
been
have a
up?
cold,
Yeah.
so
So how was your day? How was anything?
uh for me, as I go through things, I have anxiety and some things like that. So rough times, which I don't talk about that then, because the audience doesn't need that, you know. So for me, my son turned 2, and that I got to enjoy. I enjoyed that with my wife and my in-laws as well, and so that was good. To be able to share that with them and see it the way they do it, and they did a really nice job. He was super. I'll say this: my in-laws had it so that he was genuinely very happy, and that's really all I can ask for. So I went home happy, and so that was good. It was good, I think. So how about you?
It was good. I didn't sleep last night. I have a
Me
fucking
neither.
I just couldn't sleep, and I sat up on the couch, and then
Trying to buy schmegma.
yeah, I was trying to buy Schmegma because there's nothing that goes better on a Ritz cracker than Schmegma. Schmegma, the official sponsor of Ritz. No, I just couldn't sleep, and I'm like, just fucking sitting there on the couch with the cat, and then all of a sudden, like, I was I was supposed to be up at 3:15 for work, and all of a sudden, like, I'm just sitting there, my alarm goes off, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, you were supposed to sleep, you fucking idiot. Worked till
Yeah, I
like
was just up. I don't know.
I worked like
Sometimes
11
like I just
hours, and then I came home and was like, I guess I'm gonna stay up.
I feel like for me I'll get up and just anxiety will get me up. I'll just start researching shit and I'll know everything about the 1906 Philadelphia Athletics team. And I'm like, Eddie Collins, mother, and I'm like, wait, why am I reading about this shit? And that's how I know all that dumb stuff. Like people will be like, all right, so you're going to tell me about Mordecai Brown while we're sitting on this bus. And I'm like, well, if you've got a minute. And
You
but
were
I
so
mean that's I
you
guess
were
what I
you were
can
so
contribute is
close. It's not anxiety, that's autism. I have it.
that's like thing is like I wouldn't say that I have autism. I definitely have some issues with like for me I can create music. As people get to know me, I write songs again for better or for worse. And that I create songs that you've heard that I write them from start to finish in a couple hours. I'll concentrate on certain things like very vividly. I see the world very sensitively too. So
Whereas I'll pick up a guitar and write a song within a week and then never finish it because I have like no emotion, so I can't ever write lyrics. It's fucking awesome.
I mean, you could also have like a mental block. That's what I think is holding me back. Like, I'll be really candid. I mean, it's been like I've been like kind of fearing like simple tasks because I think I've just kind of like built up the anxiety. And if anybody out there is like if there's people listening, man, I don't know. We just started this out, but and I'm not gonna wax and wane over it, but if you have any anxiety and stuff like that, that I built up this mental block, and I remember like I was watching some old baseball, like Mackie Sasser is this baseball catcher, and he couldn't throw the ball anymore because his brain just basically told him he couldn't throw, and so he wouldn't throw the ball when the guy would steal, and it cost him his career. And he had a decent bat. Mackie Sasser was a likable guy, and I've built up that mental block where you just start telling yourself you can't do that. So luckily, like I have a wife that's very supportive. I have people that like you that are supportive that listen that try to help me get off that really terrible horse that I shouldn't be riding. But it's still rough. I don't support nicotine or anything like that, but I'm going to use that throughout, and I don't drink alcohol, so we will have that. But yeah, if you're saying you just can't write lyrics, like if you then you won't write lyrics. Like, what do you mean you can't? Like, and I'm
Dude,
not gonna
I
sit here and
so I
challenge you.
came up with this song. It's pretty decent. It sounds like something like it sounds like a weird Bowie song, like something he would have maybe released. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I added a piano part and realized that the piano part is a really good vocal melody, but then I can't write lyrics, and maybe it's because I feel like they're not good. I don't. I do. I just don't know. But I also, again, like I lack that trait that most people have, or emotion or feelings. Like I don't feel. So it's just
Well,
hard.
that's like a deep thing. I mean, we're like 10 minutes into the program, and like you and I have like touched on it a little bit, but like I mean, it's like a touchy subject for you. I mean, you and I have been through.
It's not
We grew
touchy.
up in like,
It's just
well,
I
for
don't
me,
feel
like
anything.
well, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm just saying. Like I just don't. I don't feel anything.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like a deep thing to say, though. People will take that and go, "Whoa," Not like it's a bad, dangerous thing, but it's like Connor, like, are you missing out? Are you okay? It's
Yeah.
a cause for concern because, like, for me, like, I care about you, so I would ask you, like, "Hey, man, is that all right with you? Like, are you okay with that?" And I have asked you that, and you and I have had that conversation. That
Oh,
doesn't need to be here.
oh, dude, I'm fine. The one
Okay.
thing I can feel, like there's only two things I can kind of feel. Like one is anger. If somebody's not using a turn signal, I want to fucking shoot them. And
Yeah.
then when it comes to my wife, I just love my wife unconditionally. Like
I
everything
was
about
I
her.
was gonna I was gonna say I know you've always been very devoted to her, so that's one thing.
Yeah.
I've seen the
So
authenticity of that. I could attest to that. I mean, you've really pulled some good stuff together and she has too, to put together what you guys have. It's nice, man.
yeah,
And you serve our country, which is awesome. I know that you've had some ups and downs with the process, man, but you serve our country as well. So, I respect the fuck out of that. Um, but talking points, man. I mean, you had a video. I don't know anything about it. You want to bring me up to speed at all? You want to just fucking play it? I'd rather just weigh in as in like as an ignoramus. Let me
yeah,
be a
of
layman.
course.
I want to embarrass myself.
Have you been following this fucking bullshit Ukraine Russia war?
I have gotten to the point where the media that I don't trust, whether you're I'm gonna say it like the MSNBC is like DNMS. What do they call it? MSDNC. Um, but I don't go for Fox either. The only guy I'll listen to is like I like Ben Shapiro. He's okay. I'm for human rights. Um, I'll lay it out there right now before we really go into this. I fucking hate Democrats. I fucking hate Republicans. You all have agendas, and I just hate parties, man. It's not a party. It's not a good time, and I don't just vote one color. I look at like I've campaigned for people, man. I've knocked on doors because I believed in like Alexis White. I'll say it right there. I hope she doesn't mind me saying her name with me using all this vulgarity, but she works very hard. I'm very proud that she's a senator here, uh, working in Suffolk County. But I hate politics, man. I hate what it does to people. I hate coming to your house and you're watching the fucking news. Like you're just watching Don Lemon and you're watching who the fuck?
Full
Who was
disclaimer, he's
Sean
not.
Hannity?
Full disclaimer, he's not
Sean Hannity,
talking about me. I don't watch the fucking news.
like Sean Hannity, And I'm not gonna
Sean
again.
Hannity
So
with his
basically,
brand new fucking CIA pin. Did you see that bullshit?
no, Sean Hannity, he's a little jacked and he wants to sell guns and like listen, you have the right to bear arms. I do believe it, man. I'm not going to take that away from you. I do believe in assault rifle bans. I believe in no clips, man. You don't need a banana clip if you're living in Arkansas. Like, listen, rights to militias, we'll talk about it. That's why we need states' rights. But no, we don't need like crazy fucking guns out there, man. We don't need that shit. So I'm for all that talk about it, but I'm
I
not
mean,
just gonna say take.
I'm always pro Second Amendment. I shoot guns all the fucking time.
I'm just for like just working with the Constitution and going along with giving people their rights that they haven't had. Like women are getting their rights. They don't have their rights fully, but I think that women are really gaining back. So it really, Susan B. Anthony, Gloria Steinem. You just the list goes on. But so I don't like political parties. So
No, my
you
views are very
this
right wing. I just don't vote because there's no fucking point in voting.
my point is like this whole war is just it's just been so manipulated. Like people are getting killed. Putin wants this port open. He wants to open the Ukraine. He wants to get through the Ukraine. So now the president of Ukraine, what now? He says no. Usually Russia has no problem kind of going in there and taking what they need. At this point, they're really getting some resistance. And at this point, Putin says he needs to do this. I don't know why. What is the explanation? We don't have that yet.
The explanation is that one of the only Russian ports that they have is because of the temperature up there. They're only able to launch boats for a small window. Whereas if you went down to this, he'd be able to launch boats longer.
Right.
But dude, it's all a fucking farce. I mean,
so I just don't understand why this guy's having a hard time. I mean, Ukraine is like like I said, it's like swallowing a porcupine, and I believe that. I really don't want to go on here and say anything bad about a leader of another nation. Look, I'm not going to sit here and bash Russia because I haven't been there, and I'm not supporting them either. But let me just say what I got to say. Um, it's just a big deal, man. Now the media is. It's not like it used to be where like you went in and you brought your tanks in, and the newspapers had extra read all about it. I mean, this shit's on the fuck. I mean, you go on your app and you can find like pictures of Snapchats of like people getting killed and bombs going off, and this fucking war is in real time. It's like it's so just accessible, dude. The I remember just watching the Persian Gulf and seeing night vision bombs and shit, and now I'm just like, you turn on the news and you're just watching it go down, and I'm like, listen, you know what? I shut it down for myself, man. Like I can't change it. Because if I have Russian or Ukrainian neighbors, I still have to treat them the same because they're still good people. If they're good people, I still treat them the same. So, you know, um,
I think both countries
that's
suck.
what I know.
I think both countries suck.
That's why I don't really offer much. Well, I know listen, Ukraine, dude, their government is like an F grade for like for surveys and stuff like that. If they had like a Reddit or a Yelp or whatever, they'd have like an F, a zero.
Well, you have to remember,
Ukraine's very corrupt.
You have to remember
money laundering. I mean, wasn't Brezhnev known for like being the money launderer for the government?
probably.
And I know that wasn't that rumored? Wasn't that rumored?
Yeah, but you have to remember though, the Ukraine government before 2014 was pro-Russia, and then we went in. I forgot her name. I could Google it, but there was a woman who went in. She was part of the State Department. She helped overthrow that guy, and they put Zelensky in, who was before this. He was a fucking actor.
Yeah, I know. And so he was like this affable guy, and everybody thought he was like this great dude. So, I mean, what went wrong? I mean, it's all corrupt, but
it just goes. It comes down to another point that we're. It comes down to another point that we're so close to another war for something that, again, we did, where we did some sort of fucked up regime change.
What I'm against is just aiding this shit and like saying, oh, listen, I mean, sending more bombs, sending military aid, like sending guns to the Ukraine. To just fight Russia is like handing a gun to your neighbor so they can go shoot the guy down the block, in my opinion.
Have you never done that?
No, I've never done that, and I don't think anybody should ever do that. And I think that that's like a big problem here and abroad is that we just get involved in stuff that Listen, if those people are starving and they're like Russia is like pulls like some sort of like hit like some sort of Nazi tactic or some evil tactic, which they I'm sure they there's atrocities or but there's a they can't eat, and we go in there and we bring food into the Ukraine. I'm all for it. I'm all for armed forces fighting to bring food in there. Not just like, oh yeah, we'll bring a couple of like MiGs and some jet fighters and you want some missiles and bombs and right now I'm paying fucking $5 for a gallon of gas. But this, the rich don't give a shit. So the middle class are just dying again. It's just another fucking ploy to kill the middle class. What the fuck am I even working for? I'll just get food stamps,
Well, that's what they
right?
want.
It sucks to work hard, right? So what do? We're gonna go send military aid. What the fuck are we like? Their army should just. I'm not saying that the Ukraine should give up. I don't know. I don't have an answer. But at the end of the day, we should be worrying about the people. If we're sitting there with reporters, doing these interviews, then fucking send some food and aid and do that. Send what you can, but send give some money to the people here and lower the gas prices. And man, again, that's another can of fucking worms, dude. I mean, I want to talk about a video game or something at this point because it's like we talk about politics, people are gonna get pissed. I'm gonna get, it's listen, it's a political war. It's asinine, but people are dying. So I don't. Asinine's a really bad word. It's a war of fucking attrition. How's that? Is that a
Yeah.
good word?
So the thing that they're signing in before I show you this video is they're doing another version of Lend Lease. Do you remember the Lend Lease, the first one, or no? I'm sure you've read about it.
Yeah,
World War II,
yeah,
and what the fuck did that get us? Right into World War II.
dude. I for this to get us into a world war would be
I'm not saying World War. I'm saying possibly war.
no. Dude, listen. I think Biden needs to backpedal. He's saying he
I'm pretty sure
intends
he's
to
been doing
run.
that.
He needs to say that. Obviously, he's not going to look like an idiot and say, "Oh yeah, no, I'm done after this." He's obviously got to say he's got some fight left in him. That's a political move. I don't blame Biden for that. Because that's just standard shit. That would be something a Republican would say as well. That's just standard, I think. I don't know.
I mean, we had
You know,
Reagan
it
run
just
the second term, and he already had fucking early stage dementia. So
Reagan was going to steam enroll anybody, no matter how many times he ran. He was as almost powerful as Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, in my opinion, would be like the most influential, powerful president who's still felt to this day and will be if this country continues for another 100 years. He would be felt. And I think that Franklin Delano Roosevelt has made the biggest impact on the infrastructure and on the way this country works, for better or for worse, and truly manipulated work. But he was an imperialist, which bothers me. And I hate that about our country. That's what I hate about us. That's what we're doing right now. Is imperialism? Is we're in other people's asses right now,
it's the
and
fucking
we should
socialism
stay
aspect.
we should stay home and help Chicago. We should stay home and help our police and get them like rehabilitated and re-educated and help them so that they can better understand their neighborhoods and so those neighborhoods like get rehabilitated themselves so that we don't have to worry about white flight because like those neighborhoods don't need white people, that whoever lives there could take care of themselves. Let's worry about staying here and just fixing those issues. Why are we sending more money over there? Yeah, let's feed people that are hungry, like in other countries. Throw another fucking concert. Call Bob Geldof. I don't care about that shit. But if you guys want to dick around with money, if you guys want to put some energy into it, stop building a jet fighter. I mean, we should always have a strong army. I'm not saying no army. I'm not a pacifist, but I want to stay home. I'm not an imperialist.
I just think
But I'd like to.
I think if
I'd like to say let's fix Baltimore
dude,
instead.
Baltimore, why not instead of sending $40 billion to the Ukraine, why not actually fix that fucking water situation in Flint that they made a big deal about fucking
You
six
know what I
years
mean?
ago?
Why don't we just revisit things that are important? Like what do we do about the indigenous people of this country? That we always just say, yeah, we'll get to you. We'll put you on a nickel for a couple of years. That's good enough. And we'll change some major league baseball team name, and that'll be good enough. So
Let me get to
it's
this.
just,
Let me get to this first video. So this first video is
I know I'm ranting. I'm
no,
sorry.
it's okay. It's
First,
fucking
first
great.
day jitters.
First day jitters. First day jizzers.
You know how many you know how many friends I'm gonna lose over this? 0, because I don't have any.
So they
Go
had a
ahead.
vote for this bill. I think it was supposed to be. I'm paraphrasing. I think it was supposed to be 30 billion originally, and then they boosted it up to fucking 40 billion, and then
Yeah.
it was struck down. So
Is it close to like that 30 billion? Like, or what are we talking? Like, is it really that much? Like, I know you're paraphrasing, but are we talking 30? Around that neighborhood, just so that
there
we make sure that the
became
audience.
40 billion. They upped it.
Oh,
So this is what happened today.
My oath of office is to the U.S. Constitution, not to any foreign nation. And no matter how sympathetic the cause, my oath of office is to the national security of the United States of America. We cannot save Ukraine by dooming the U.S. economy. This bill under consideration would spend $40 billion. This is the second spending bill for Ukraine in 2 months. And this bill is 3 times larger than the first. Our military aid to Ukraine is nothing new, though. Since 2014, the United States has provided more than $6 billion in security assistance to Ukraine, in addition to the $14 billion Congress authorized just a month ago. If this bill passes, the U.S. will have authorized roughly $60 billion in total spending for Ukraine. For those who say this is not enough, for those of you in this chamber who say that our military spending is never enough, let's put $60 billion into perspective. According to Elias Youssef, a security assistant at the Stimson Center, Kiev would become the largest yearly recipient of U.S. military aid of the past 2 decades. Except for the top 5 countries, $60 billion is more than every other country in the world spends on their entire military expenditures. If this gift to Ukraine passes, our total aid to Ukraine will almost equal the entire military budget of Russia. And it's not as if we have that money lying around. We will have to borrow that money from China to send it to Ukraine.
ooh, which makes us sound dirty at the end. I mean, he really just gave it a little like dirty kangaroo. I just gave it a little bit of a stink tail at the end for me. You know what I mean? Like, why are we working with China? Like, China's like should be hands the fuck off right now, man. Like, listen, I'm not gonna get into it with China, but like, and I have no problem with Chinese people. When I say China, I mean the government. The way they practice things, their business practices, are just not things that I support. That I'm really hot on. So let's go fucking borrow some money from China to go get to Ukraine. And then isn't China, so he's just basically saying the same thing. Like, why the fuck? Like, why the fuck are we doing this?
Well, that's because the Pauls have always been like the voice of fucking reason. Like Ron Paul had that book and the Fed, which was a great fucking book. And then his son was brought up the same way.
I think economically they're really sound. They're sound with money. I haven't always agreed with their philosophies and stuff like that, but I won't get personal like that. But yeah, I think when it comes to sound economic, like keeping the economy going safe, I've always felt like they were more common sense. When the U.S. government just kind of just spends and dude, they just throw this fucking number. I remember just being a kid and just being like, what the fuck? Like 10 billion, 10 or 10 million, as a kid. Dude, the cost of a jet fighter, how much does it cost, man? Is it like 75? I don't know. But it's like around that ball. If you told me 50 million, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, it's probably about that.
For a fighting airplane that's going to go to the Ukraine so we could go kill somebody in Russia.
So we can get fucking shot down.
It's just why, why though? Why can't we just say, hey guys, cut the shit? Why doesn't the United Nations go, we'll do something about it?
They don't care.
We're just gonna start. Man, okay, look, he struck it down, right?
So far.
Okay. So what happens next? And what's your feelings on it though? obviously.
Dude, we shouldn't be sending him anything. Anything. Dude, seriously, I know this is gonna sound stupid, but if I was a retarded guy and became president, because you have to be dumb to want to have that fucking position, dude, the first thing I would do is just cut fucking foreign aid to everybody. Like, we have too many problems here. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna send Pakistan money for?
I have nothing. Listen,
It's
if
not.
we have
It's
a
nothing
cer-
against the people. It's just we have too many problems here. Why send money out?
there was a time I think that when this nation had a surplus of a lot of things, and that it was just good business to help other nations. One hand would wash the other, and we would just say, hey, we're rich, you're not. So it was kind of like giving your neighbor a couple extra dollars here and there and say, hey, if we need to get in there and build a base and wink wink, we need to go and pop a look at that country, give us a, and then we can go build a base there without no problems, no fights. That's just greasing the wheels. But it's gotten to the point where it's just dark business, man. It's like Tammany Hall, but you're playing with like the world. And I don't want to get into it because I don't want to piss off the wrong people. But the war is at least. I just believe that people are just dying for no reason. There's no reason.
Well, I mean, it is technically the United States' fault that this whole thing in the Ukraine's going on, because we had an agreement.
I'm not.
We had an
Are
agreement.
you?
We had an agreement. You can look it up with Russia in '97. I forgot the name of the act. We said we said we would never put NATO membership on their doorstep. Since 1997, we have gotten so many countries on their border. That was the whole thing: is there would be no aggression or no war as long as we didn't sit there and
Right.
start putting. I'll get you the name of
But
the act right now because it's
I agree with you, and I don't want to play devil's advocate, but shit changes, man. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know what's going on between Ukraine and Vladimir Putin and Russia. Listen, dude, I can't sit there and say that what was good in 1997. I'm not saying you should go and break your peace treaties. Like, I'm not saying that. Like, but I'm not gonna also say that 1997's template works exactly for today,
no, of
and
course
that
not. The world is
I have
ever evolving. But
right.
it was
So
called the Funding Act on Mutual Relation, Cooperation, and Security. It was signed 1997 on May 27th. So we basically promised, like, hey, like, we're not gonna fucking sit there and build. We're not gonna make NATO alliances, which Russia felt was a threat, rightfully so, on their doorstep. And then ever since then, every couple of years, we invite another person. I mean, just last night, Finland. They were like, oh, we'll join NATO.
Finland.
Finland? What are you talking about, man? Finland fucked Russia up during World War II. You had that fucking sniper, the
No,
White Death.
no, I had that Finnish tattoo. I won't go
Oh
on.
yeah. Oh, Finland.
No, that was fun.
Um, Del-
You got an import for what is that? Helsinki. The cow from Helsinki.
what about a BJ from in Iceland called Helsinki?
No, I've one of my closest friends is from Iceland. She's awesome. She's a good person. So actually, I don't have too many friends, but every like couple of months, I'll be like, hey, just like we'll talk for like 3 days, and they're like, okay, I'll see you in like a month or two. And I know that my wife is like very hands on with her, not like hands on, let's say that, and I don't want to talk about her too much, but excuse me, she communicates with her friends. My friend from Iceland and we write to each other in the mail. I mean, I sent like a teddy bear to her daughter. We've been friends from the days I was in Altamont. She was a fan and then became a friend, and so, but I'll go like 3 months without talking to her. I just don't give a shit.
It's really weird. Whenever you
I'm not
say when you say you haven't got like you've gone 3 months without talking, I could just it's like dad. Like I
I
love
just
dad, but I can hang up the phone on him. Like we'll have a great conversation. Actually, the last time I spoke to him was like 2 months ago because like we had a great conversation. And then I was like, I'll call you tomorrow. Or no, he said I'll call you tomorrow. We just never. I was like, oh okay, yeah, that's it. And
yeah,
then,
but you catch up.
yeah, of course.
And you know that the only person I talk to like regularly is your friend that used to work with at Home Depot.
Pablito.
Yeah. Yeah, and dude, he just doesn't have like really any shit intentions, so I'm just kind of like cool with
No,
talking to
he's
him
one of
'cause
the
I find
coolest.
it most
Dude, he's honestly one of the coolest fucking people. He really is.
Yeah, like just like listen, like I could be friends with people, just don't have like a fucking motive. Like if I'm good at something that you like, don't take advantage. And like the other problem is too, like I'm just I'm just kind of like adjusting myself and like readjusting, getting older and being a parent, doing the right thing. That right now is not a time for me where I'm like I want to be social. I want to kind of like work on like getting into that next phase of life so I can be successful all around, take care of what's important to me, my family and stuff like that. So for me right now, I just like kind of nose to the stone. I write my music, but I do it at home. Everything's right here. I have a whole band right here. You just do it right there. I mean, you heard my demos; they're not too bad.
No, they're pretty good. I like them.
Yeah, yeah. I have fun with them. I paint here. Yeah, I've got a crazy locker back here. This is pretty fun. I love it back here. So things aren't. This little studio isn't the most perfecto studio, but it's actually pretty fun. I like it. And
Yeah,
I do like the old
dude,
time.
I love my shit setup. I have this stupid fucking uh the company Blue. I have their boom arm, but then I have a completely different mic set up on it because the Blue mic. I mean, it pick, dude. You could a fucking mouse could fart a block
Yeah,
over and it picks it up, and you're like, you motherfucker.
but you evolved your equipment in like what seemed like a week, and then not also did that, but like you learned how to use it so quickly. Like I know Sean helped and stuff like that, and I know you'll give him credit for that, but like it reminds me of when you used to follow Dad around and like try to help him like take the cars apart and help him and shit. Like you were like always like curious with shit like that, but. I'm impressed, man. I mean, you had this set up. I had to go. I had to scramble to Target today to get these purple and white headphones.
Sean helped me with the
I'm just
sound. Sean helped me with the sound. The actual programming, I had to sit there figure out, and then I was also bothering Mike Sheely from Nightwave a lot. Which, by the way, happy birthday, Mike Sheely,
okay.
39.
Awesome. Happy birthday, Mike Sheely. Says the same birthday as my son. I want to say we could talk about Mike Sheely.
Yeah, great dude.
Yeah, I have a story. I'll talk about Mike Sheely if we're on the air for a little bit, because I like Mike Sheely, but I know Mike's been through some stuff, and I won't go into that. So first off, happy birthday, Mike. But I remember one of the when I first dropped out of school, um, I really was like isolated, man. It was rough times, and Mike was going through some shit, and I guess for whatever reason, Mike was home too, and I won't speak on Mike's behalf. I remember Mike was playing Bat Mud, so if Mike listens to this, he was playing fucking Bat Mud. It was like his game, and you know, for a little while there, man, like we talked like every day and shit. And he was like a cool dude to talk to. Like anybody who I run into, just the consensus pretty much says that like nobody's perfect in this world, but Mike Sheely's like a really good dude. Really just wants to crack a joke and have a good time, but he's a hardworking guy, and that's why I think he's successful, and I think he's just gonna get better.
Oh yeah.
So happy
Oh,
birthday!
dude, he's so they went on vacation from Florida to New York, and they just left last. They left tonight, so they're going back to Florida. Dude, they're doing fucking 3 podcast appearances a day. They're doing like
But they're
comedy.
making good money doing it. When you're getting
They're
that type
they're
of
they're
money,
probably
though,
guest spots. I don't know, but they're also doing like comedy Fight Club and stuff. Him,
right?
his co-host Royce
But
from ROTC, who has Daywave. Dude, cool bunch of fucking dudes, funny dudes.
how crooked am I right now? Because I know that I'm kind of slanting. Am I slanted?
No, but you do give money
Oh,
to horrible charities, so I'd say you're pretty fucking crooked.
wait, what?
Said you give money to terrible charities, so I'd say you're pretty crooked.
Oh no, who is that guy? Terrible charities. Let's think of terrible charity. Jim and Tammy Faye, or Jim and Tammy Faye Baker.
Who's
Is
that?
that church and the church people? Remember Phil
No.
Hartman and
Oh,
who is what was her name? She's such a great actor. So
Jan
I
Hooks.
don't want to lose her name. Jan Hooks. Oh, she's so great.
She's dead.
And she did die. She passed away.
Yeah.
She did Love Is a Dream, right? She did Love
Yeah,
Is a
that was one
Dream.
of the most gorgeous things that ever came out of
What a
Saturday Night Live.
beautiful.
That was her and
Yeah,
Phil Hartman, and they premiered that.
yeah.
It
I remember,
might have
dude. That
it might have been cut from the original episode, but I know the 25th anniversary is the definite time that I saw that. That was back when SNL was good, though.
I saw it. I saw it. you know. Yeah, Phil Hartman. He was such a comedic genius, and she, you know, obviously didn't have that big like the career that Phil Hartman had, but Jan Hooks, when you put her in the right position, in the right role, she's great. That's why she always had work, and she passed away too young, man. She had more to give, and but definitely left behind like a dude. Go watch Saturday Night Live, and she's part of those like Dennis Miller cast that aren't like the Chris Farley, Adam Sandler cast, but the still awesome cast. And when you put her in those roles, she's always fun. She's always fun because she's always just like down for like whatever's in the scene. She's comfortable, and she's a great actress. So like she's always good to look out for.
Dude, I miss Phil Hartman, on SNL and stuff like that. Your Honor,
Yeah.
I'm just a typical caveman lawyer.
Colon blow, right? Anything like this. He just made things.
How many bowls of colon blow do you think it would take, or how many bowls of this do you think it would take to 2? No. 4? No. 8. Like he just keeps going up.
And then there's just there's this big pyramid of bowls, and this guy's it's sitting on top of it, and obviously his voice work with The Simpsons, you know.
Oh yeah, you can't, dude. He hosted. It sucks, man. When he passed, I mean, you lost 2 of the funniest characters on The Simpsons. Like, not the funniest, but 2 funny characters. I mean,
You just lost
Troy
a guy
McClure
that
and Lionel
had,
Hutz are like hilarious, man. Those are great characters to have. I mean, The Simpsons isn't funny anymore. Arguably, it hasn't been funny since 01.
You got to remember. I mean, I didn't he basically didn't that end news radio?
No, I don't think it
Right?
did. No, I don't think it did. I think he left before he died.
He left before he died.
Dude, I might be wrong. It's so weird that he was on news radio with fucking Andy Dick. Like that. Oh, that bothers me.
I don't even want to talk about him right now. Let's not. I don't want to give him any. I don't want to give him any fucking words, man. That's like he's just
A piece
you
of
know what?
shit.
Yeah, he just got arrested. He just got hit up with some sexual assault. I don't want to promote stupid shit like that. You know, when we have
He's out.
our criteria together for our show, and we could really have the right things to say as we feel things out, we'll take on those sensitive topics. But
Dude,
for me
he's
right
out.
now. I would.
He's out. He was on the
yeah.
RV again tonight. He was on Chicken Andy's RV. Somebody kept donating about him molesting some dude, and it just like every time that I was gonna clip it, but every time the guy donated, he would re-record the message and donate it again for like another couple dollars, dude. He had it going for like a half hour. But yeah, I don't know how. I don't know if Phil Hartman.
I'm not shutting. I'm gonna sit back and listen because I'm not shutting you down. Like I was like, no more Andy Dick, and that's not my place to say anything like that. So I apologize, but continue because this guy is he's just such a. It's like, well, if nobody likes me, I'm just gonna destroy myself, and it's like, well, and then people are just kind of like, well, then go ahead.
All right, so news
know,
radio ended in '99.
Mm-hmm.
Phil Hartman died in '98. So it did go on, and I don't know if Andy Dick stayed on the show that entire time. Let's see. That was one of Joe Rogan's. I think that was one of his first real fucking roles.
It was his big break. Joe Rogan was like a hardworking comedian, just really got that role. That's when he had hair. It's pretty crazy. Joe Rogan was kind of like Matt LeBlanc to me, though.
Yeah, he's just a doof.
Yeah, he's the me. But hey, man, give the guy credit. I mean, he's built himself such an empire. I mean, he keeps going. He got into the UFC. People shit on him for doing that. He got the cred for that. Goes on the podcast. People shit on him for that. I know some people are really pissed at him for now. I don't know, but
Nah. There's no dude. The news is pissed at him, and that's it. Because the news.
No. I mean, I hear it on the streets, man. I hear it. I'm not making that up. I'm not saying I'm pissed at him. I'm just telling you that I've heard that there are people. Not everybody's going, yeah, man.
Still has one of the biggest podcasts. I think they tried pushing some report that like a fucking Batman podcast somehow overtook Joe Rogan on Spotify. Dude,
listen,
I'm so sick and tired of like fucking MCU and DCU. I'm so sick and tired of these people who are so fucking obsessed with the fantasy world bullshit of superheroes.
But who cares?
It annoys me. That's it.
Who cares? I don't care if so and so's band sold 10 million copies, and my favorite band sells 1 million copies, so long as I could still go to the store and get my fucking copy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, it would be cool if we could sell. Like, I want to see my band make money, but it's not a I don't get into that. People are like, yeah, like when I see those stickers where they're like, we sold 100 million copies, and I'm like, oh shit, is that Lance Bass? Pass? Like, I don't fucking care, dude. Like, those numbers got so dumb. Like, man, I'm not gonna say anything, but no, I am like
Well,
fucking
the
like Backstreet Boys for sell out. They were like breaking the records that the Beatles had held. Like, it's like
different
really.
time period.
But I mean, no, but it's just you hear shit like that. It's just like you want me to fucking you want me to compare Nick Carter to like fucking George Harrison?
I would actually like you to compare Nick Carter to Aaron Carter and tell me which one you find more attractive.
Why would it? I mean, they're just both shitty looking people. I guess. Well, I guess I'll take the one that doesn't look like he was colored on by a child at Friendlies.
Machine Gun Kelly?
Oh yeah, Machine Gun Kelly. He's named after a guy that, like, honestly was known for being like really docile and like didn't shoot a gun at all. Like, is it Machine Gun Kelly? He wasn't violent. Like, well, he didn't kill anybody.
I think he
Like,
was
he
in.
just.
Wasn't he in the Kansas City shootout? Or no, that's Babyface Nelson.
Yeah, no, that's serious stuff. In 34,
Yo, can you imagine?
no.
Yo, what's up, man? I'm Babyface Nelson. People are like, what the
No,
fuck?
I mean, we'll do an episode on that because, like I said, I knew Boots Hinton, who was Ted Hinton's son, who orchestrated the Bonnie and Clyde hit that killed them, obviously. So, but we'll talk about that another time. But Boots did die recently, so rest in peace to Boots. But we'll get into that story because we spent a lot of time together, and he deserves a story and some spotlight time because that museum, I believe, that is still running down there in. Oh, are they in like Louisiana or something? But I'll get that information and make a call.
So it's funny you say that because that game Fallout New Vegas,
Yeah.
that game, one of the best Fallout games, arguably. They have a town called Prim, and in Prim there's a casino, and they have their own version of Bonnie
Prim.
and Clyde called Vicky. It's a real town. It's the Vicky and Vance Casino, and they have the car shot up with the gun inside of it.
Okay.
Autistic bit of like fucking deviation, but I
No,
don't know.
I mean the bloody shirts on in a casino in Vegas.
That's probably why they did it then.
I always had like listen, when I'll let people know this if they don't know anything, like the story of Bonnie and Clyde's like this, like not a Romeo and Juliet. It's a really tragic, sad story, and Bonnie
It's a really
knew that she was
trad
gonna get
story.
killed. Well, she knew that she was gonna. What'd you say?
I said it's a really trad story. Like traditional, like
No.
husband and wife having kids and stuff like that. Trad.
No, it's a sad story. Like, Clyde went through some stupid shit in prison, and he got raped in prison and was very angry. That's what I heard from people that knew the family. That's the story that I heard. Okay, I won't quote who. This is what I heard. But Clyde just went crazy, and then to make the long story short, Bonnie was in love with him, and she was a petty criminal, and she wasn't a she would load guns, but she didn't want to shoot anybody. But they got violent and they killed innocent people. It got to the point where when they were killed, dude, even to this day, they replaced monuments because even up until 25 years ago, when Blanche Barrow, she was still alive 30 years ago, people were like going by with pickaxes and guns and still smashing the marker because there was still anger at what Bonnie and Clyde had done. Those people lived in fear. None of that shit was fun. When everybody's like, "Oh, Dick Tracy," blah, blah, dude. But when fucking Bonnie and Clyde, they'd make that circle. Now we know that they made a circle, and they would go around the Midwest, and they would hit store. They were killing people. People were so fucking afraid, man. They were so relieved, even though the carnage of their not murder, of their killing was like awful. Like, it just, in a lot of people's opinions, it just had to be done because of the fear that they were just imposing. So, like, those stories that are romanticized, they're not so fucking hot, man. They're not so romantic. They're interesting. I respect the history, and I knew Boots very well. Well, not very well, but I knew Boots for years. It's not a good story. It's not a and people did not get mad and go, "Oh, why'd you kill John Dillinger?" You know, there a lot of people are like asshole. You know, some people like the bank robbery. Some people like seeing them stick it to the man. But when you're going around shooting a police officer in 1934 and just leaving him to die in the street, or a ma and pa, and you just shoot some 70-year-old guy because he wouldn't give you like a brand new tire, you're not going to be a hero to the people.
I think the only
Not
one
in
of them.
those,
I
not
think.
in those states. Not
I,
in Joplin. You're not doing that in Joplin.
I
I don't
think
know
the only
about.
one
I
I
can't
ever
speak for you.
respected was Babyface Nelson, and I showed you those stories the FBI had where he would go and rob a bank, and then he would burn up all the fucking foreclosure notices, so the bank lost track of who was foreclosing on their farms, which is
I,
fucking
I
awesome.
wouldn't respect Babyface and Nelson, but I would say that that's a cool gesture.
Yeah, it's like a
A
Robin Hood thing.
strange gesture. It's a strange gesture. It's kind of like forgive me, Lord, for a moment here, because he did pull some shit. Pretty Boy Floyd, who was like so wanted by the law, they shot him from behind, man. He was in like a field running, and they gunned him down. He knew it too. They riddled him.
Isn't that Melvin
That was all
Purvis?
Melvin Purvis and J. Edgar Hoover, but Melvin Purvis, yeah, who ended up actually getting shot in the face himself and killed. He was cleaning out his retirement gift pistol, I believe, in 1960, to paraphrase history, I believe. And the gun went off, and he died. And I think his son said, "I don't know what that was all about." And I said, "Okay, well, I don't question the FBI too much, and I don't want to do it publicly. So I don't like what they did to Charlie Chaplin, but I'm just being a bitch.
Yeah, I agree. Like after he sold
I
all
mean,
those,
Charlie
he was a
Charlie Chaplin was
scumbag.
no he was no saint. Absolutely, was and the way he treated women, and none of us are saints, and as men we are still here to learn. But yeah, Charlie Chaplin was a fucking asshole towards women.
Well, they just
Am I
used
using
they
s-
used
am I
him. They
using
waited till he got done selling the fucking war bonds.
Yeah, but Chaplin was also very influential. So whatever Chaplin was really doing, no, Hoover could have been very angry at him and just pinned some shit on him. But if Chaplin had any communist views, which I don't think he was a communist. I
He was a
think that,
socialist. I think it's in my autobiography. He says it.
eh, which is that the autobiography you got from me, the old
Yeah,
black
great,
copy
great
from
fucking book,
'64.
dude. Great book.
Beautiful book, beautiful book. Um, Chaplin could tell a story. He was one of the greatest storytellers that have ever existed. I love his work. I don't know. Chaplin's history is murky. Robert Downey Jr., who is, I think, the him and Tom Hanks are the two greatest actors of my generation, for men. Um,
You're missing out on one.
who's the other one?
Gary Oldman.
No, I don't think so. No, because I think he's a great actor, but he can't do. See, Robert Downey Jr., he plays Sherlock Holmes. Now, all of a sudden, you can't fucking make that movie for 5 years because you can't get him out of your head. Dude, when do you think they're ever going to make another Iron Man? How long did it take to, like, try to replace Christopher Reeve from Superman, dude?
That's well,
Robert Downey Jr. owns that
with in all
role.
fairness, they replaced Christopher Reeves pretty fucking quick. They did it within 10 years, and
How
then
did
they
that work?
replaced it again with
How did that work?
the first one. The first reboot I think sucked, and then I'm pretty sure the second one did good because what's his name?
What's
Who's
his
the
name
fucking?
exactly?
Dude, I don't
Who's the
follow that
boss?
shit.
There's a time for love and a time for.
I don't. Yeah, I don't follow
No.
that shit. But the
Listen,
whoever the second
so
guy is, he's the guy who's in The Witcher. He's been doing Superman for fucking 20 years now.
I know was Superman like Chris Hemsworth or something?
No,
No,
that's
who played?
he plays
No.
Thor's. It's
Put it this way: nobody's ever look. You can put another man in the suit, but no, nobody's ever replaced Christopher Reeve as Superman. It wasn't an amazing role. The movies aren't fantastic in my opinion.
Henry Cavill.
But
Henry Cavill has played Superman for fucking almost 2 decades.
who gives a shit? Great,
Still
and
holds it.
for me, it's nothing. It's nothing. I don't want to piss on somebody that's worked very hard. I want to be fair. I just don't give a shit compared to what Christopher Reeve did with the installments that he did, with Superman himself. To me, he's Superman. And Robert Downey Jr. has this problem where when he goes and takes a character, you can't unsee him doing it. Nobody. When are you going to do Iron Man again?
Well, when they decide to do an all-female reboot, like the Ghostbusters, or now Thor.
That's not fair. There are things. I think there are vehicles that could be done all female reboot. I don't think that Ghostbusters reboot was set up there. And we had that talk. I like Kate McKinnon. I think she's a fantastic actress. I think she's wonderful. I think she's hilarious.
I did think, by the way, one more male actor who does a role and they can't ever do it again, and that's fucking Daniel Day-Lewis or Daniel fucking whatever.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, dude, he's phenomenal. I mean, the fucking Lincoln movie's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, he's
Gangs of New York. Yeah, that guy's a method actor. He fucking walked around for a year and a half without washing his fucking hair and doing that stupid New York accent. And then he did fucking Daniel Plainfield in There Will Be Blood, and that was the fucking oil movie. Yeah. That was a great movie.
Yeah, about taking that away. I can't. What am I going to say about Daniel Day-Lewis? I would look like an absolute.
Dude, he retired. Did you know that? He did a movie a couple years ago, and he's like, I've done all I could do, and just fucking retired.
I would love that. Imagine just going to Hollywood, making like $50 million for like 10 years, and then just being like 40 years old and just being like, sayonara.
Dude, There Will Be Blood is such a fucking. It's a really twisted movie, but it's so good. Especially he's in that fucking he's in like the fucking saloon or whatever it is, and there's the other oil guys on the other side, and they're like talking about land lease, and he's with his son, and all of a sudden he's like, "I hear you. I have a milkshake, and you have a milkshake. I have a straw, and I drink your milkshake, cats."
Yo, it's like, I have to have this. It was so awesome. It was like, I think it was in the garbage at the side of the road, and I saw it. And it's like the original like cassette that first ever came out for this cast, and I was like, I remember this now and forever at the Winter Garden Theater, and
at least it's not the one with fucking James Gordon that funny.
I want to know. I just hope that like I was in like a really nice posh neighborhood like Sayville, which is a beautiful town, and we lived there for a little bit before you were born, and but I wonder, like, if I got this tape there and, like, somebody's looking outside and they're like, hey, honey, somebody's going to go grab the tapes. And there's REO Speedwagon, some badass AC/DC. And they're like, he just grabbed one. And the husband's like, well, I was going to go look at the light bulb. I'll see what he took. And he's like, scratches, that motherfucker took cats? Like, that just drove off. Like, yeah, that's the one tape I took. Did I tell you I took Born Again on Idol? I found that. Born Again. I'm sorry, on vinyl.
No, I didn't know that.
Such an ugly album cover. It's huge now. So I was like, I'll put it on my wall, and then anytime I look at it, I'll just be like,
I'm pretty sure that album cover was a Popular Science cover from 64 or something like that. They used it. Depeche Mode used it.
Depeche Mode.
Fucking great band.
Yeah. Depeche Mode. And then isn't that where Yazoo came from? The guy from Yazoo came from. He left Depeche Mode.
Yeah, I think so. The original keyboard player.
Weren't they all keyboard players?
Nah, dude, they play real instruments.
Who's the orange guy in Blue Man Group?
Donald John Trump.
My name is Johan of the Orange Man.
My name is Giorgio.
My name is. People call me Giorgio. That shit was funny for like the first like 9 minutes. I did laugh at it for a while. Like, some people put some stupid shit together with that, but yeah, it got kind of old. As we all do, we always stomp the golden goose. We just stomp it now, like it's at the end of a Nirvana concert and somebody had bad E.
There has been a Nirvana concert since '93.
Well, I wonder why.
He got a head cold.
No, that's not cool. No, you know what? Let's not. Because he's got a kid and she's an adult, and I don't care. It probably still hurts. Fuck that. I don't want to say that shit. And honestly, dude, if we ever get down to it, there are a lot of people that said that wasn't a suicide. So I'm not going to say shit about
Yeah,
that.
there's a whole documentary film on it for the guy who did the Biggie and Tupac one.
Yeah. I'm not. Dude, I had a producer, such a jerk, but I shouldn't say anything else. But I won't say his name, but he was actually, and he was a big time producer, and he tried to buy the couch that Tupac shot on in New York City in the studio. Like, he was shot and he bled on this couch and he survived. I don't know the story. I guess you know about this more than I do.
Yeah, he was
Tupac
shot. I
apparently
think he was
shot.
going to visit Biggie in the recording studio, and somebody robbed him and shot him in the lobby.
Yeah, so
And that's what started the whole
guy-
West Coast, East Coast
this guy-
bullshit beef.
This guy, yeah, he got into this big story with us about, and he was a very convincing story about how he was going to buy this, this fucking couch, and I was just like, great, you know, like, the fuck are you gonna do? That's like the same people that are just like, yeah, I got bloody stuff with you, asshole.
I'm gonna put a video on because I gotta let the cat out of the fucking room. But
So I'm
thi-
just gonna
yeah, so this, yeah,
I'm just gonna look around.
This is
and
a
find some
fucking,
shit to wear.
this is a video of a fucking Tesla in Ohio. So you can enjoy this real quick. I've seen this.
Ladies and gentlemen, this moment of silence and this Tesla video is brought to you by the good people of, I don't even know. I have a John Burgett baseball card with a very funny mustache that I think that he drew on. Yeah, he did draw on. I do believe that video is not on. And I don't know if there's dead silence. And I could be making a complete ass out of myself, or I could be communicating with you at all to nobody, or I wish this cat ordeal would end very soon. And I've never had this issue on the radio before. They say never have dead air. So we're going to continue here while we wait for the cat to return, because yes, this guy over here did not put on a fucking video.
No, I put on a video. It's just it got messed up. However,
Did I talk to that, or at least did I keep the show going?
oh, I was getting the fucking cat out of the room because.
Did you pause me?
No, I didn't pause. You were live, baby.
Oh, so I talked to that? Okay.
Yeah, so whatever racist slur you said was on the air.
No,
forever.
no,
No, I'm
I
joking.
just wanted to let the people know that, you know, we're here. I'm here.
Yeah, so that fucking Tesla crashed through the convention center in Ohio and caused $300,000 worth of damage. He was doing 70 miles an hour.
Okay, so what that happened? Why?
Dude, there's a huge investigation. Yeah, here it's like
I don't get. But why is that a big deal?
it was
I
on the
gotta get
news.
something really quick. Oh.
Yeah, the video kind of sucks for this. Yeah, it was better before. So I got this other real video for you. This is real. Have you ever heard of a guitar player named Richard Branson? Or Branson?
No.
Apparently,
Richard Branson, yeah.
apparently he was like some supposedly big virtuoso in like the fucking early 90s. I don't fucking know. I don't know the whole story.
I remember him.
Okay, so I don't know what his deal is.
I'm looking for the recolor over here, and I can't find it.
I don't know what his deal is, but he released this video a couple years ago called I Bet. You know those videos they have, like, I think Loudwire does it. Loudwire has the videos called like I Bet You Can't Play This. And it's like Ingwe Malmsteen like fucking jerking off on the guitar neck.
Yeah.
So
Rising Force.
yeah. Oh, that's why you couldn't see, because I had the window off. We're learning. This
Yeah,
guy
I mean,
Richard
come
Branson
on.
did one. I promise you this is real. I've looked into it. I assure you it's fucking real.
I can't. Okay, I see.
This is Richard Branson.
Oh, wait, who? Yeah, okay.
Or Benson. Sorry, Benson. Richard Branson's the guy who owns fucking Virgin. Sorry. This guy
Wait, hold
basically
on.
looks like
Wait,
Slash.
Wait, hold on. Don't play the fucking video. Hold the fuck on for a second.
Wait, you don't like fucking Slob from Guns N' Roses?
No, listen. We just totally talks a lot of shit about one of the world's fucking richest people. So let's just say that we did not mean the man who like created or whatever like virgin like technology. Listen, we're talking about this gentleman right here who will give him an honest. It's not looking too promising, but we're gonna give him an honest shake.
By the way, before I start the video, may I say, is that not like a fucking Randy Rhoads clone?
what I see, he's just I don't know what I see, but that hair. I mean, he's kept it going, but everything just screams like I gotta like supersize it. Like I don't give a fuck.
Dude, like I said, it's not Slash from Guns N' Roses. It's a slob.
No, is he famous or is it just a dude?
Dude, he was supposedly famous, and I can't find all the articles on him, but apparently at one point he was considered
wasn't famous.
he was considered a good guitar player 30 years ago, and then he moved to Italy. Like, you know how Marty Freeman went to fucking Japan, and he's huge in Japan?
Yes.
Okay, so this guy went to Italy, and he fucking apparently became huge in Italy, and I guess he'd maybe just stopped practicing. This is a real video. This is called I Bet You Can't Play This. Dude, I just want to let you know, like I had planned to make you watch that whole 3-minute video, but after 24 seconds, I can't even do it.
I'm glad you didn't because I couldn't hear it. I actually was just, but I am a huge silent film fan, so can I just say that was the Ben Turpin of fucking guitar playing?
Wait, hold on.
Like,
hold on. You couldn't hear this?
No, it wasn't. No, I can. Yeah. All right, no, it was quiet. I think your sound fluctuates.
Apparently, this is him in '92. Oh, of course, there's a fucking ad. God damn, I should have been fucking prepared for that.
It's all. This I could hear.
I'm gonna pause real quick to remind YouTube that this is transformative content under fair use.
Also, as we go along, Connor, if you may, that while we're playing videos, that you and I try to keep our microphones quiet because I think it cuts out sound on my end.
Okay. I can't. I just can't do it, dude. You know what he sounds like?
What are you gonna do with that though? Like,
you know what he sounds like? He sounds like he sounds like Marty McFly when Marty McFly's doing the fucking the Earth Angel song and he sees the picture disappearing and all of a sudden he can't play anymore and his fingers are fumbling. That's what that fucking sounds like.
It just sure, like you hear that, it's like sure you could join my band, like you'll fit right in. Like, no, you keep doing that. We'll work around you. Like that's like trying to swallow like fucking jacks, like those fucking I'm talking about old toys, but it's just what is he trying to establish?
Dude, I don't know, but somebody sent this to me like a year or two ago, or somebody showed me this, not sent it to me because I wasn't doing a show. Somebody showed me this, and like I just started following the lore on this guy because I was like, this is the greatest gift that God has bestowed upon this earth.
So he stood there and fucking did that shit for
You know what the worst part is? If you look at the bottom of the video screen, it says 1999. But then there's a break in it because after 99 is 92. What's this other one? 92 Morning Star. Nope. Dude, I just don't get this guy. Like I
I
said,
mean, how
somebody
many?
showed me this, and I thought it was fake. Like I was like, oh, this is a fake video, obviously. And then I started looking up Richard Benson on fucking Brenton or whatever on fucking Google, and I was like, okay, this is not a
Stop saying,
fake.
stop saying Branson, you cock. I don't want a phone bill. What the fuck, dude? It's like
Oh, he
Richard
died.
Branson and his cock sucking ways on
Oh,
guitar.
he just died.
Who?
The guy in the video.
Richard Benson?
Yeah, he died fucking May 9th.
Not the guy who went to space, right?
No, that guy's gonna fucking. Who do you take? Fucking William Shatner? No, this guy just died fucking May 9th, like a couple days ago. But yeah, dude, he's been big
Alright.
since 1970.
What do you mean big? Like,
He's been
all right,
playing, and he's
first of all, he died. So, as a human being, rest in peace. His that was just what the fuck was what? First of all, you see a guy who never developed. It was just fucking.
dude. Honestly, from somebody who plays guitar, it looks like somebody who learned their first fucking scale run and was just like, I can hit all those notes.
From someone who plays guitar, I don't want to judge him because if that's what made him happy, I understand that point, but I get absolutely nothing. I don't know what he's trying to establish to an audience. Like, it's like what you create within your bedroom, like, would work for me. Like, if I write a song in here, I enjoy listening to it, that's fine. But if that's my sole purpose, I can't get mad if I go out in the public is like, well, what the fuck?
The difference
You know what I mean?
is though, is that you record for yourself and you show me these demos and they're great, but you don't go out there and record I bet you can't play this and karate chop your guitar neck like he did in the first fucking video.
Well, I don't want an audience. You know, that's the difference. And no, and I never played guitar like that. I don't. You remember? I wanted to write songs from the beginning. Listen, I'm not going to talk about my fucking guitar playing, but I don't do that shit. I mean,
I will. No.
I love that. I started off with that stuff. Because I was obsessed with Randy Rhoads. That I will fucking say. I love Randy Rhoads to this day.
Yeah, we had that great debate, by the way, the other day on the phone with who was better and left a fucking lasting legacy.
It was such a bad debate. It's such a thing that we shouldn't even have played.
No, anything can be debated.
I love them both. I like we're talking about Randy Rhoads and like Eddie Van Halen. I think they were both special. I think that like Eddie just kind of like fell off. He had the chance to fall off, and I think that Randy just didn't have the chance to like
develop more.
You know, kind of. He could have like developed.
I like how the name of the podcast is Culture Vulture Radio, and we've done almost an hour and a half of us just about ourselves and our personal feelings. It's the first episode. We're just introducing ourselves. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, me too. I think it's pretty good. I mean, it's like, yeah. I mean, I think the audience has to like kind of get to know us a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
kind of know where we're at, and what the fuck ever.
By the way, the name for the episode is Internet for Beginners, because you don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't know about a lot of the weird, dark, like not dark, but underbelly shit that I know. Unfortunately,
yeah. I mean, I'm sure I might be ordering some stuff that's legal. Don't worry, legal. That's like safe, but I mean, or at least just browsing. There's just some. Yeah, there's some. It's crazy what you can buy on the internet these days. And people would say that like 10 years. It's so crazy what you can buy on the internet these days. Like when I could buy like a lollipop that somebody put up their ass. Yeah, no, seriously, go ahead, Google it. I'm not giving out websites, but you can go find it. It's to me. Oh my god, it's like it's just gone too far.
Dude, I love how you sent me the website because obviously you were talking about it, and I was like, you got to give me a fucking link.
I couldn't believe it existed.
And yeah, me neither. That's why I was
Because
like, I thought you
remember
were
I
joking,
told
and I
you,
was like, give me a fucking
I
link. And then I clicked on extras, and the first thing there was a
before we go on, because there's going to be an audience. The only reason why I found that is because one night I got like a fucked up like text, and it was like, hey, there's a secret party, and I knew it was a porn bot, but they were sending like photos of a real person, and I was like, this is like, what, you shouldn't be doing this, da da da. So I did like a reverse phone search, and I was like, this is fishy. So I safely looked it up, and it kind of led me to that. And that's where I was like, wow. And you have seen the stuff that you could buy. Like, I can't purchase that stuff. Oh my God. If I was single and 25, I'd be like, no, what the fuck? You saw it. No.
I will
I
I
mean,
will spoil
there's
the
some like innocent,
details. I will
there's
spoil
some,
the details, and one of the things that I a serious random find was Eastern European male schmegma.
dude,
Why don't you breathe
there
that in for a
was,
couple seconds because that is
I
fucked.
can't breathe that in. No, there was the one that I told you I don't want to talk about that, you know, um, and I told my wife that I research this stuff. I just make sure that like I don't have like I don't go in deep into stuff. Where if it's like you're gonna like just start showing me like porn pictures, like I'm not looking at that shit. Like if you have an interesting stupid offer and it's text like and it's like I could read, dude, people are whacked, man. Like that is interesting too, and then all of a sudden you got to get away from it. So you could buy like benign stuff, dumb stuff, but it gets really disgusting. Like, yeah, there's like cutesy dumb shit, and then it just you have access to like I think you do you have to get a membership to the website we were talking about? Or you do, right? Like you have to like pay to get a
Yeah,
membership.
you have to
I
pay
wouldn't.
to get
Let's not
on.
even talk about.
You have to be credit card
I don't want to miss.
verified.
I don't. I don't even want to like talk about. I don't want to get them involved. I want them to email me and be like, buy stuff.
Baby wipes filled with diarrhea.
Dude, you
Honestly,
could
I
have.
guarantee if I Google searched or if I searched on the website baby wipe diarrhea, they'd be like, "Yep, I got it."
I
You
have
want the
told
whole
you
pack?
things that I don't want to say on the air. There are things on there that are legal that I guess are legal that I will say. The only thing I can say is this: it keeps women off the street that are because it's men and women. I don't know why the men do it, but the only thing I don't want to advocate for it, but wouldn't you say though that with this what they're talking more about that Shannon Gilbert Gilgo Beach shit, women get fucking murdered and raped and shit doing that stuff. And it's expensive going to medical school, and it's like good women have had to do some horrible things to get to where they are. And like, oh, those women slept their way to the top, but it's like, yo, some women had to like just do some. I'm not saying every woman had. I'm not saying it, but women have always had it harder, and like you can imagine, like what some of those like old timey lawyers had it. Like a woman wanted to be a lawyer, and like she wanted to get through medical school. Like how like you can't do that just being a fucking waitress. Like you can't just do that. Like some people can bust tables, but women just like it's hard, man. It's like so anyway, whatever. Like for whatever reason, human trafficking, which is horrible shit. That's fucking terrible. And I don't even want to get into that disgusting shit. My point is that prostitution, whether you like it or not, is still dangerous for a man or a woman to go out and to just seek people for sex willy-nilly, right? To stay on a street corner and look for a good time is dangerous. If this is something that feeds but then again you're going to tell me yeah it might feed some really dangerous habits, which it might, but if it's something that keeps the women from having to leave their houses, they could safely run a business and just say I'm doing this because I need to make ends meet, and they're not hurting families, whatever, and the buyers are hopefully doing the right thing, then you know what, I don't care. Is it for me? No, no, no. But do I need to go in there and say you can't do that? I'd be like, you guys are fucking gross. But
I don't know. That website's fucking. It's not only women, dude. It ain't only women because
I
there's a
I
whole section that was dedicated to fucking schmegma.
I just couldn't. There was one thing that I did. Like I told you, like I discussed it with who I needed to discuss it with, and there was a one that I told you about that a woman had sent out, and I don't think it was personally for me, but it was like an offer for everyone. The
It
way
was like a
this,
chain
and I
email.
don't want, like again, we don't want to go too far into the criteria of this. I don't want to give away what this place is. And I was just so. I actually have never been disgusted by something that I don't know that is medical or whatever, or anything that came from a I don't
Human.
know, from a lady, I guess. Let's just say. And so it was supposed to be a sexy thing. And I just like my stomach like kind of churned a little bit, and I was like, "Fuck out of here, man!" I was like, and so I save every message to make sure that whoever needs to read how I'm corresponding to make sure it's legit and it's on the up and up. I'm being respectful and making sure that I'm not being dirty or feel. I make sure I'm on the up and up if I have to ask a question, which I don't want to ask anymore. And like I'm just haven't I just stopped. I don't want to look at it anymore. I think it's not for me. Like, all right, it's there. What am I gonna do? Like, I know I would say if I was like in my 20s, I would buy gross shit and like definitely send it to people's houses. Like I don't fucking like that guy. He's definitely getting like some poop from like a model. Like I want to throw it out, but she's so cute.
Ew. Sounds like emotion.
Like Homer with that sandwich.
Marge, Marge, can I have a couple minutes alone with the sandwich?
Nobody's still like that rotten old dirty sandwich. He's just like
Dude,
holding it's like wilted.
I love that
It's
episode.
like just imagine you just get a piece of like cocky and like a Nathan's like fry cup, and you're like, I'm so angry, and then it comes with like a little like picture of a girl, it's just a lady, and she's like,
It
hi,
comes
and you're
with
like,
it comes with a little
she's so.
fucking bamboo drink umbrella slammed right into the top. Marge, can I have a minute alone with the shit?
No, would would there be a part of you if let's just get off the wall here. Like fuck this. Like I'm gonna if like some girl said you some poop, man. Like if a woman was like, hey, I was sending you poop, and like you knew you got her in the mail. If you got a picture of her, right, and you found her to be like an attractive woman, would be harder for you to throw it out as opposed to it. Let's say it this way to be more fair. If you got a piece of poop in the mail, would it be harder to throw out if it came from an attractive woman as opposed to it would be from like Al Roker or something?
No, I'm not fucking Gigi Allen.
Nobody's Gigi Allen, Connor.
Eat cunt.
Watch that word, dude.
I'm just quoting the great one.
Yeah, he's not great. He was like, "Yo, come to my show and expect to get raped," and then like people would still go in and get raped, and it was like, oh.
I just
And then
love the
he
fact that when he died, they were like, "We're gonna throw a party with his dead body."
Well, that's what he wanted, right? Didn't they bury him in his like dirty underwear?
No, I don't think it's what he wanted. They just found him dead the next morning, and they were like, "Well, the party must go on." They were pouring like beer and liquor on his dead body and like slapping him. I think by the time they buried him, he was like bruised up. He wasn't embalmed at all because the family was like, "Yeah, he's fucking dead."
So wait, like I don't know if that's like you can't like listen. I know he is a fucked up dude. I mean, he was like one of the worst people in rock and roll history. I mean, he was just straight evil. But like you're saying that like when he died, like they just threw a party around his corpse and kept going. I mean, that's fucking rocking. That's not rock and roll. It's fucking just crazy. Boy, I guess I'm glad I got out of the business.
It's about as much as I'm playing of that. I'm not going any further, but yeah, they filmed it like they fucking threw
What
a
was
party.
that?
That was Gigi Allen in the hotel room, dead with them throwing a party around him.
Oh, ew, dude.
Yeah, they did. They threw a fucking party. Dude, you have to understand, the day he died, he like left the show. He's covered in shit and blood.
Yeah.
And then
But
he's just
listen,
walking through
like
the
before
city
we do that though,
streets.
like we got to remember, like, going forward too, like we don't know who's like watching this stuff. So if that was that like a dead body or something, or
He might have been
just
asleep.
yeah.
I
let's
never
just
watched the
curtail-
full video, so I don't know if he's really
Yeah.
sleeping and faking.
Let's curtail the death. I think some people might be sensitive to that shit. We have enough of that. Go watch like Fox or NBC. You know what I mean? It's all over it.
Well, you don't want to watch fucking Don Lemon Party?
I don't know much about him. I just know that he's just been very hypocritical. So
Well, he's actually made up of 3 old men.
I just know that he's had like disparaging things to say about like white men, but isn't he married to a white man? I mean,
Well, it's the same thing with Kamala Harris.
I don't want to get into that. Listen. I mean, the only thing I'll say about Don Lemon is I'm only like I've caught him like lie about some shit, and he's been disappointing to me because I feel like as like it's not my place to say, but for his situation to be, he's gay and to be a man of color, black. I don't want to like offend anybody, but like he knows that role. He could really do a lot for people by just really just shooting straight and like trying to like get the real story and stop this fucking talking point bullshit on TV and just like I wish he would just kind of like pick up like pull up his pants and just kind of like fucking do the right thing, but because I think he has a talent to just be to just really be something and like open doors for people, but he just chooses to just suck ass, and it's like he's just a mouthpiece, and I got no use for him. So he's more of a disappointment to me. I really felt like he had the most potential out of a lot of them.
I wouldn't
That's
say
just my opinion.
I wouldn't say it's assy sucking.
Excuse me.
I said I wouldn't say it's assy sucking, but
I don't mean that in a sexual way. I mean that like he's just a jerk, and I think he's dishonest sometimes, and I can't go for that.
fair enough. All right. I got another video I want to show you because we're coming up on an hour and a half, and I think we're going to 2 hours. So
it's up to you, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, we'll do 2 hours. That'll probably be regular from here on out. Just obviously, it's the first episode we're establishing.
Well, if we can. I mean, we'll always try to go.
We've bullshitted for an hour and a half. We can go 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I got kids and stuff. As long as I can do it,
It's a weekend show.
I'm at work, and so it's like, yeah.
So this is a video of this fucking Twitch streamer. Let me see if I can get her name up real quick before I fucking... All shit I should have had pulled up. King Corona? I don't know. I can't pronounce these fucking dumb fucking names. So she was doing, I guess she was cooking. And the whole thing is this is on Twitch. And again, the reason why the name is Internet for Beginners is because there's a lot of things you admittedly don't know about the internet. So she's live streaming as an adult.
She's got that dress. Oh, she's showing off.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
She's so hot.
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck.
Fuck,
Oh fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know what to do. Shit.
Oh.
Help. 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 Help.
She's
Help.
fine.
I don't know what to do, you guys. Guys, I don't know what to do.
She's fine.
Help. Help. Fuck. Fuck. I don't have a fire extinguisher. Fuck. Shit. 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 Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know what to do.
Throw your polyester dress
Help,
on
help.
it.
I need a fire extinguisher. I need to put this out. I don't know what to do. Help me, please. I need help.
I don't even see fire now, though. It looks kind of like she's just kind of yelling. Is it really burning still?
No.
Oh. She's stupid. No, I'm not. She's stupid. I mean, she's afraid. whatever she was trying.
Introducing.
All right, I'm glad she didn't lose anything. She didn't get hurt. So she lost her avocado fucking omelet. Okay, whatever. All right, so an angel lost his wings in fucking Key West. I get it, but you know
I
what?
just like how she's screaming help, 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 like as if somebody's gonna come through the computer screen or her phone screen.
Dude, she's just listen. It's probably 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The Xanax are kicking in. She's got a Pelosi amount of vodka running through her. She's like, I'm feeling good in this dress. Why not turn it? Isn't just how old is she? And she's what is Twitch? She's on her fucking kid's cell phone like while he's at school.
Nah, dude, it's a fucking program for your like computer or phone. You can live. It was originally meant to live stream video games. Women like fucking SS Sniper Wolf took it over, and they just dressed all fucking hoary and made like dudes thirst after them, and they made a lot of fucking money. I think Twitch kind of cracked down on that. I'm not too sure. I got off Twitch a couple years ago because I didn't have a fucking following on it. So I was like, oh fuck this.
I don't really listen, dude. You guys and the technology. I like the baseball cards, the fucking recording as analog as I can. Old trains. I got terrariums, fucking baseball cards, more baseball cards. Dude, I'm not into that shit. I mean, internet, fuck it, man. It's like, it's cool to have GarageBand. At the end of the day, I still want that shit on a cassette or a CD. I'll pop some vinyl and wait 20 weeks. Now with this oil crisis, it'll fucking take longer. But I don't give a shit, man. It's fucking Twitch. It's TikTok. It used to be fucking. Ooh, Snapchat's gonna be the wave of the future. It's right now. It's still Twitter. I mean, is it? What the fuck? Who cares? They'll think of some fucking way. The kids will get crazier. I'm getting older. I did it to my parents. I'm not fucking stupid. I'm self-aware, man. I get it. I freaked them the fuck out. They were probably like, dude, what the fuck is he doing? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is a pog? This kid's fucking playing with fucking paper discs on the floor,
This kid's got 3 slammers.
Why don't you go in the room and masturbate like normal kids, like get off the pogs, but I probably was like, dude, I remember like the first time, like, remember mom and I love mom, but mom's Christian and we're Christian. I believe in Jesus. I'll say it. Yeah, I won't put it on anybody. I don't put it on anybody. I don't discuss it with anybody unless you want to talk about it. We'll talk about it. But if not, you have the right to your privacy. It's to not hear it. So whatever, to your whatever. Anyway, what was I talking about? Because I just like totally got off track.
How you were probably playing with Pogs and everybody thought you were crazy.
Yeah, I lost my thought. Fuck it, man. It totally just happened right now. I totally went way off track. But no, that's what it is. I don't care for this shit. You guys, like, with the technology, the brand new shit. I like to just write books, read books, stay analog, stay with electricity, do things with my hands. I like to like literally hold my newspaper. Everybody's like, I got a Kindle. It's like,
a Kindle?
I mean, we're doing this right here. I'm not being a hypocrite like that and saying technology is horrible. But it's like, yo, how much time are you on that phone? Like, yo, I really do try to make time to just be away from the phone. And I'm not talking about like being on GarageBand and my guitar. It's just like I really try to be away from that fucking thing.
I usually turn it off on Sundays.
It's pretty good. Yeah, that's a good,
Sunday I won't talk to anybody. Sunday that I'll just lay on the couch and put the phone on my side and do whatever I have to do. Because Monday, obviously, I have to go back to work super early. So
you just like to jack off.
I just like to jack off to people selling their shit in little fucking teapots with bamboo umbrellas.
Yo, you want to, yo. I'm eating a cookie. I'm sorry.
I don't care.
You know what? There's a really cool fucking thing out there you should get for yourself. Do you like scrambled eggs?
No, not really.
Do you like hard-boiled eggs?
Sure.
You should get Tanga eggs.
What is Tanga eggs?
Look it up.
No. All right. I'll do it on my phone. I'm not pulling it up on screen in case you.
No, it's so stupid. It just reminded me of having somebody sing about like Tonga.
Oh, I actually looked it up like a fucking idiot. It
Yeah,
came up to like these
Tonga.
different companies, and I was like, "What the fuck is he want me to find?" Tonga. Oh my god, dude, the stories about that. That is the one person from our life that I will name the first name. But my god, the amount of fucking retarded shit.
I don't like. Yeah. Uh, I don't understand him.
No, but it was great because he wanted to be a musician, and you wrote lyrics for him. And one of the best lyrics you ever wrote for him was, "Let's have a half gay three-way any way you want to play, two girls, two guys, doesn't matter, you and I." And he sang it. He sang about having a half gay three-way with two other dudes and never got the fucking reference.
It was like a certain type of magic to be in the studio with a musician of his esteem, and to get him to sing lyrics and then to turn around and go, "Wait, what? Am I being gay, dude?"
Let's have a half gay three-way any way you want to
Yeah,
play,
it
two
was
girls,
all right. So,
two.
like, I'll give you the background for that. So, so he knew that I made like dance music and shit, like not dance music. I had a program that could make dance music, and I would make my rock demos on it. And just around the time I was doing like 814, so people were still listening to what I was doing. I had like whatever minimal audience, and so he was like, jealous and want to get it on. So he's like, write me a song, and I was like, ah. So one day he's like, he's just annoying, and I guess I just had the hunger for some like annoyance. Like, so he comes over, and he's like, yo, I need this. I want this girl. I want this girl. And he's like, and I'm just telling you what he said. I'm not trying to be like disparaging to anybody, but he's like, yo, she's bisexual. I was like, she's got this girlfriend. I'm down with that, whatever. I was like, okay, okay. So put that story together. I was like, let's write a song about it. You'll do anything, right? So I'm trying to convince him as we're doing it. So he's like, yeah, I'll do anything to be with her, man. Whatever. I was like, all right, got it. So it's like, let's have a half gay three-way any way you want to play. Two girls, two guys. Either way, it's you and I. You and I. Either way, it's you and I. Remember? And he used to like he didn't have a terrible voice. Like he wasn't like a good singer or anything, but he used to be able to like kind of sometimes carry a tune. Remember?
Yeah, yeah. It was when he tried that he sucked, and when he was fucking around that he was like, all right.
Yeah, like sometimes
Like Bruce Willis when he does the song when he has the album Return to Bruno.
whatever.
Do you not know about that?
But anyway, no. But anyway, but with that, so he like the best part about that ever was that he sang it. Like I wrote the lyrics down on a piece of paper, and like we had like mom's laptops, like 2011, and just was like, okay, okay,
That's way before 2011.
no,
2008
no,
because
this
I
is
was
where
still dating Angela.
we can't say names, right?
What?
We shouldn't. I'm not name dropping. I've been pretty
It's
good
a
so far.
typical Guinea name.
A what name?
Typical Guinea
Come on,
name.
man. No, I'm not standing behind that one. Like I can't.
It's all me.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not rebuking you. I will never ever discipline you, but I'm not standing behind that one. um, I'll slip too. I'll say something stupid. I don't mean to. Like we're just here trying to have a good time. We're benign as we're not. We're just hanging out. So, you know, nobody. We're not out here trying to hurt people or cause a fight and shit. And sometimes we are. But yeah, so he had the fucking lyrics, and he was just like, okay, I got it. Got it. So we like ran it, and he sings it, and then we play it back, and it dawns on him, and he's like, "Yo, is this shit fucking gay, dude?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Two girls, two guys," and I was like, "Well, you'd say you'd do anything to be with her, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, but I wouldn't be like fucking a dude." And I was like, so I get this whole philosophy speech on how he would never be with a guy. Like we just recorded. and now he's got to like take out the rule book that he set for himself about how he's not supposed to be with men. I'm just like, he's really serious. Like,
Which we
he's
later
trying.
find out would be a lie.
I don't know what his orientation is because I've seen him go all over the place,
Let's
but
just
he just was like, yeah, so two girls, two guys. So how I really convinced him to go along with that song and put it on like a CD back then and to give it to this girl was to say that by saying two girls, two guys, obviously she's not going to try to be with like two guys, like, like she wouldn't really do that, but throw that out there to entice her that you're down for whatever. And he was like, oh, so she's not in on that, right? So he's like an idiot. And he sends her this song, and it's just about him, like, imagine, like, you, like, are, like, just cool with this dude, but he's stupid. Let's say this, Connor, between you and I, a woman, and she's not very bright. And I'm not trying to be that, like, rude, but she's not very bright. And but you're always nice to her. She always works in some department at your job. And you see her. Her name's Karen. And Karen's always like, how are you? Nice to see you. And she's always talking to you about like her pet cat and her ferrets. And one day she just makes you like a rap song about like sucking your dick. Like it must have been that much of it was like a bombshell. This one. Like, first of all, they probably barely knew each other. She probably never cared to know his name, and he's talking about having like some menage a trois with her. Like, of course, you can set
dude,
the table as long as we do what I'm talking.
dude, I just remember him practicing that fucking song. I remember hearing him in another room singing it with so much soul, and I was like, "You dumb fucking bastard!" Like,
Yeah, it was just like that girl must have just, imagine just not knowing somebody.
dude, she must have listened to that
Because
song, and then she heard the two guys part, and she was like, "Yo, what the fuck? Let's have a half-gay three-way."
I just love the fact that he gave it to her because it just must have been. I mean, all I knew about it was that she was bisexual, that he said that, and that she had a girlfriend. She lived somewhere else. I never met her. I don't know. Could have
I'm
been,
sure he didn't either.
but no. I mean, perfectly normal girl. No, because he made a big deal about her. It was a real thing, girl in a situation, and he had a thing for her. So obviously, she's in a relationship. She's chosen to be with another woman. Perfectly fine, right? And he decides, well, that's not good enough. I'd like to be a part of this. So I'm going to have a ghostwriter create me the next big thing because I believe in myself as a writer, but I'm also going to send you a message about how you should take your relationship that means so much to you and allow me to have sex with both of you. I know that's not, it's so funny to me, like to that was okay to him, and that she could have thought that, and it's like no, that's not cool.
I
'Cause
love how
he's
you,
the kind of guy.
I love how you've gotten yourself on this one.
I bet you he would be the kind of guy that would go to her house and just be like, oh, I have sex with both of you, just so you know.
Dude, honestly,
And
I'm
they're like,
surprised.
they're like, we thought you were just coming over from fucking DiGiorno.
Dude, honestly, I'm surprised we never saw him on an episode of like Chris Hansen. Dude, are you 12 years old? Why don't you sit down? Your name on a line, cross-eye. You came over. And you brought
Is that like
a
is that like another person like Bill Hader ruined?
No, that was Keith Morrison.
Yeah, it was so funny. I like Bill Hader's comedy.
Dude, Bill Hader's a funny fucking dude.
Yeah, very much.
Not as funny as fucking convincing a dude to sit there and fucking sing about fucking two dudes in the name of love.
And you know why we tormented people? You have asked me over the years, why did you torment this guy? And then when I tell them why, and one of these days maybe we will. I won't go there now. People go, yeah, you should have killed him. I'm like, nah, we did.
Yeah, we got him to sing about fucking two dudes.
I remember one time he would do anything I asked him to do. We would just, this is when I was like, back in the day when I was drinking too much. We were like kind of drinking and walking across the golf course, like the field, and it was snow out. Then we saw a police helicopter, and they were obviously looking for they were looking for something that was going wrong. And when I looked up, and Josh was like, "Yeah, the police helicopter." I said, "Yeah, run!" Just to start shit. I don't know what we just. And I think I fell on my face on the ice net. I think that ended up getting me in the end, but he was just ridiculous. He didn't give a shit. Remember all the girl hats I had? That he's like, "Can I have these?"
Dude, it wasn't even the girl hats. He wore fucking capri pants.
Yo, can I tell you a story about what happened last night? Like, it's pretty funny. Like, about like what crackheads can do at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, sure.
Yo. So, hold on a sec. I'll be right back. Right. Sorry. So anyway, so 7-Eleven is fucked up. So you ever notice that anytime that there's a problem with 7-Eleven, you never have the option to leave. You always have to be like the guy behind it online.
Yeah, of course.
And like it got weird. Like, okay, so you're never the motherfucker that's like with the debit card, like do, and like you can go and you could say, I'll watch these two people fight, or like, no, this could involve like gangs and guns, like, or whatever. Like you had that option. You're always the one that's stuck behind it, and it's gonna fuck you up, and you're always late, right? So I go to 7-Eleven and I'm like, all right, it's fucking 11 o'clock at night. It's like Center Riches. Like Center Riches is usually pretty easy going. I go there and like it's pretty quiet. Like and walks in with this guy and he's just got like that beard, like that like I smoke crack and I cover up my heroin face. Like, I don't mean to be like rude, but like it's gross and yeah. And like I'm like fuck, I'm like this guy's gonna do something. He's gonna do something. So he's like wandering around the store and he goes outside. I'm like good. He comes in and like and then this lady's there. And like he just finds this like leather coat that's like all old and wet. He's like, fuck, it's a lady's coat. And they're like, he's like, is it any of you ladies? And they're like, no. They're like, he's like, I found it on top of the garbage can outside. And they're like, yeah, that's good for you. And he was like, ah. And he's like, what should I do with it? They're like, probably leave it on top of the garbage can. And for like a moment, like you ever have that moment where you like, like you almost want to say something?
Yeah.
Because it's so obvious that you should tell this person what to do. And then I was like, no way. And then I looked away. But then like I could kind of see like there's so much glass in 7-Eleven. It's awesome if you could find a reflection, you could still find the story out. And this fucking guy, like they were like, yeah, so like just put it back on the garbage can. And then he was like, oh, well, what about this? And then like he slips it on. And he's like, what does it look like? What does it look like? I'm trying to like get back online. Like these like women are like rating him. It's like he's asking him like, does it when I wear this, does it look like I'm wearing a lady's coat? I just like couldn't keep myself together. It was horrible. Like and he walked out with it. Thank God he left though. But it was like this long like woman's leather trench coat. I mean, it must have been like expensive because it was leather. But like he found it in the rain. It was raining last night. It just looked like a wet garbage bag, and he was like, "Does this belong to anybody?" Like, I hope not.
Fucking Carmen Sandiego.
It was just this dirty black
Carmine Sandiego
leather. Carmine, what?
Carmine San Diego, who was the male version.
Dude, I just don't. 7-Eleven's fucked up. Like, if you ever just 7-Eleven's always just kind of fucked up. Like, it's just I don't understand it. I don't know why they just. I don't want to be like I don't know. Like, you just go there and like anytime there's fucking a brouhaha, like you can't be the one that just is on the way out. Like, you can never have the option to be like a patron to the fight. Like, you always have to fucking wait. So like, yeah, you end up eating half your fucking cheeseburger big bite. And then you're pissed the fuck off. You're late now. And it shit's worse. I don't know. What's worse? Have you been to Circle K? Like, they're probably whatever. Circle K is the same shit.
No,
And then
I
when
got
you go to
Sheets.
the
And I got Sheets, and then down a couple miles is like
great.
Wawa.
I like Sheets.
Sheets is good, but it's
Their
always
hot sandwiches
crackheads.
are badass. Wawa's good too. No, man. Wawa's kind of like I don't want to like give this. I don't want to give them like plugs and shit, but Wawa's like pretty decent. Turkey Hill's good.
I have a Turkey Hill down the block.
Oh wait, no, we can talk shit too, right? So fuck them. All right, so how about the worst fast food place you've ever fucking had ever? Like fucking worst, but like you one and done place. Diarrhea, fuck it, like you didn't like it.
Royal Buffet in Pennsylvania.
No, I'm talking about a restaurant. Not restaurant chain. Pick a restaurant chain. What's your least favorite restaurant chain? What do you think is the worst?
Applebee's.
That's like it's not they're not really a fast food chain. They're like a casual.
But I don't eat
restaurant,
fast food.
Connor. But
All right, when I did,
all right,
McDonald's.
yeah. Oh, you are so difficult. Why?
Because I worked there when I was a teenager and I saw some weird shit.
I worked at Roy Rogers. Yeah, like throw bugs in the fryers.
No, I had
people.
I had a cab driver roll up one night at like 1, 2 in the morning, and he had these 2 drunk women in the back, and they were like just going off, and I was like, "Dude, are you gonna be all right?" And he's like, "I'm going to get some pussy." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "I'm going to fuck these girls." I'm so serious, and I was like, "Why? Like, what the fuck?"
Does that cover everything?
Yeah.
I have to take commercial breaks.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna wrap it up because we're about 2 hours in, and it's like,
Well, I think we could. I mean, we can give it a little more, unless you want to. Like, I feel like it's still going, but if you want to, like, close it up.
I want to close it up. I'm getting tired. I've been up
Yeah.
like 30-something hours.
Well, I could definitely use some sleep myself. I've obviously had a ringer of a weekend, but I wanted to give you full attention and time. And obviously, I've had a shaky weekend, so I'm gonna get better at this. I wanted to say hello to what will be our budding audience and give them a shot. Let them people know that yeah, it's been our trying weekend, but that there's dedication. So hopefully, you guys, whether you disagree or whether you agree with me, whatever we do, that I will capture your attention and bring an audience here. So
Yeah, it's a first episode. It'll progressively get better.
right. So just letting you know I'm here.
Yeah, obviously. I see you.
No, I mean I'm here. So if you don't bring the podcast back, like in a couple days, do you remember those Tamagotchi?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't fucking do that to me.
No.
Okay.
All right. Everything goes good tomorrow. Episode 2. I'll have more stuff, actual prep. We won't be introducing ourselves. We'll just be doing whatever.
We'll go straight to stories. Yeah, we'll definitely clean it up. Yeah. All right, I'll hit you up by phone tomorrow.
All right, man.
Later, bro.
Later. Bye. All right. If you enjoy this, like, subscribe, do all that cute shit. I know it's the first episode. We're a little bit shaky, but first episode jitters. And again, we are Culture Vulture, so thank you for listening. If you